Are you tired of feeling like fear and anxiety are holding you hostage? Do you find your mind racing with worries, constantly playing out worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened yet? Do you long for a sense of calm and control amidst the chaos of modern life? You're not alone. Millions of us struggle with these overwhelming emotions, feeling trapped in a cycle of worry and stress. Welcome to Stoic Spirit, a channel dedicated to exploring the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and its practical applications for navigating the challenges of the 21st century. Here, we delve into the philosophy that empowered emperors, gladiators, and everyday individuals to face adversity with courage and resilience. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, understood a profound truth over 2,000 years ago. Most of the fear and anxiety we experience doesn't actually stem from the events in our lives, but from how we perceive them. It's not the external circumstances themselves, but our internal reactions and judgments that fuel our emotional turmoil. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, this insight is more relevant than ever. We're bombarded with information, pressures, and uncertainties from all directions. Career demands, relationship complexities, financial worries, and the constant buzz of social media can leave us feeling overwhelmed and anxious. In this environment, learning to manage fear and anxiety isn't just a helpful skill, it's a fundamental necessity for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. It's about reclaiming your inner peace and taking back control of your emotional well-being. Join us as we uncover the powerful Stoic strategies that can help you transform fear and anxiety from crippling obstacles into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. In this video, we'll explore 7 practical strategies inspired by Stoic wisdom to help you not only face these emotions, but transform them into tools for growth and resilience. These are timeless methods practiced by great thinkers and leaders throughout history, strategies that can empower you to live with greater peace, clarity, and purpose. Strategy 1. Understand the nature of fear and anxiety. Let's talk about fear and anxiety. They're those unwelcome guests that show up uninvited, disrupting our inner peace and overstaying their welcome. They can manifest as a knot in your stomach, a racing heart, a mind that spirals into worst-case scenarios. They can paralyze us, preventing us from taking action and living fully. But what if, instead of viewing fear and anxiety as monsters to be avoided, we understood them as messengers, signals trying to communicate something important? The Stoics, those masters of emotional resilience, believe that fear is not the enemy, it's a signal, a flashing light on the dashboard of our minds, indicating an underlying judgment or belief that needs examination. It's highlighting something we perceive as a threat, something we value that we believe we might lose. Think about it. Fear rarely arises from the present moment itself. It's usually rooted in our projections about the future, in our anxieties about what might happen, what we might lose, our reputation, our security, our loved ones. It's a story we tell ourselves, often fueled by uncertainty and fueled by the unknown. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, eloquently captured this insight when he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your judgment of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This is a profoundly empowering statement. It suggests that we are not passive victims of our fears. We have the agency to examine the judgments that fuel them and choose whether to continue holding on to them. So the next time fear or anxiety knocks at your door, don't try to shut it out or pretend it's not there. Instead, invite it in for a conversation. Pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, why does this situation make me anxious? What thoughts are running through my mind? What am I truly afraid of losing? Perhaps it's the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of the unknown. By identifying the specific source of your anxiety, you bring it out of the shadows and into the light of awareness. You begin to understand its nature, its origins, and its underlying assumptions. This process of self-inquiry is the first, crucial step towards managing fear and anxiety. It's about developing a deeper understanding of your emotional landscape and recognizing that your feelings are not arbitrary. They are rooted in your beliefs and perceptions. By understanding the root of your fear, You gain the power to challenge its validity, to question whether it serves you, and to choose a more empowering response. This is the beginning of reclaiming your emotional freedom. Strategy 2. Control the controllable. Imagine yourself standing at the center of a circle. Inside this circle are the things you have direct control over. Your thoughts, your actions, your judgments, your choices. This is your domain, your sphere of influence. Outside the circle are the things you cannot control: the weather, the economy, the opinions of others, the past, the future. This fundamental distinction, articulated by Epictetus, a former slave-turned-Stoic philosopher, lies at the heart of managing anxiety and finding inner peace. Epictetus wisely divided everything in life into these two categories: what you can control and what you cannot. He argued that much of our suffering stems from focusing our energy and attention on things outside our circle of control. We fret over traffic jams, obsess over what others think of us, and worry about events that haven't happened yet or may never happen at all. This is like trying to control the uncontrollable, a futile exercise that only leads to frustration, stress, and anxiety. Think about the common anxieties we face. You can't control whether you get that promotion, but you can control the effort you put into your work. You can't control whether someone accepts your romantic advances, but you can control how you express your feelings and treat them with respect. You can't control a sudden illness, but you can control how you respond to it and seek medical care. You can't control the unpredictable nature of life, but you can control how you prepare for it and navigate its challenges. When anxiety creeps in, whispering its worries and doubts, the Stoics encourage us to pause and ask a simple yet powerful question: is this within my power? If the answer is no, then let it go. Surrender the illusion of control. Accept that some things are simply beyond your influence. This doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means redirecting your energy towards what you can influence. Worrying about the uncontrollable is like carrying a heavy bag filled with useless items. It weighs you down, drains your energy, and clutters your mind. Imagine how much lighter you would feel if you simply set that bag down. That's the freedom that comes from focusing on what you can control. By concentrating your efforts within your circle of influence, you shift from feeling helpless to feeling empowered. You take responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. You focus on making wise choices, taking purposeful action, and cultivating a mindset of resilience. This is the path to true inner peace, a peace that isn't dependent on external circumstances, but rooted in the unshakable ground of your own inner strength. Strategy 3. Action over inaction. Stoicism is often misunderstood as passive acceptance of whatever life throws your way. This is a misconception. While Stoicism emphasizes accepting what we cannot control, it equally emphasizes taking action on what we can control. It's not about resigning yourself to fate, it's about actively shaping your destiny within the boundaries of what's possible. Stoicism, at its core, is a philosophy of action, a call to engage with life fully and purposefully. Fear and anxiety often thrive on inaction. When we feel overwhelmed by a challenge, our natural instinct might be to freeze, to avoid, to procrastinate. But this only allows fear to fester and grow stronger. The Stoics understood this, and they prescribed a powerful antidote: action. They believed that the best way to conquer fear is not to ignore it, but to confront it head-on through deliberate and purposeful action. If your fear stems from feeling unprepared, then prepare. If you're anxious about an upcoming presentation, practice your delivery. If you're worried about a difficult conversation, rehearse what you want to say. If you're feeling overwhelmed by a large project, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. The key is to shift your focus from the overwhelming enormity of the task to the next immediate action you can take. Uncertainty is often a major fuel for anxiety. We worry about the unknown, about all the things that might go wrong. But the Stoics would argue that much of this worry is wasted energy. Instead of getting lost in a labyrinth of what-ifs, focus on the concrete steps you can take to navigate the uncertainty. Gather information, seek advice, develop a plan, and then take action. Even small actions can have a significant impact on reducing anxiety. They create a sense of momentum, a feeling that you're moving forward, that you're not simply a passive victim of circumstance. By taking action, you shift from feeling helpless to feeling empowered. You reclaim your agency, your ability to influence your situation, even if you can't control the ultimate outcome. You demonstrate to yourself that you are not defined by your fears, but by your capacity to act in the face of them. This is where true resilience is forged, in the crucible of action. Furthermore, taking action dismantles fear before it takes hold. Fear often looms largest when it remains vague and undefined, lurking in the shadows of our minds. But when we take action, we bring our fears into the light. We examine them, we break them down into manageable components. This process demystifies fear, revealing it to be often less formidable than we initially imagined. The act of doing, of moving forward, chips away at the edifice of fear, brick by brick, until it crumbles into dust. So embrace the power of action. It's the key to unlocking your courage, conquering your anxieties, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Strategy 4. Values alignment. Our fears often act as a compass, pointing not towards what we consciously think we value, but towards what we actually value, based on where we invest our time, energy, and attention. Fear often signals a misalignment between our stated values and our lived reality. It highlights the discrepancy between what we claim to prioritize and what we truly prioritize in our day-to-day choices. Take a moment to reflect on your fears. What are you most afraid of losing? Your job? Your reputation? Your social standing? Your material possessions? These fears, while understandable, often point to a deeper anxiety about losing things that are ultimately external and impermanent. They reveal an attachment to superficial values that can leave us feeling vulnerable and insecure. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher and statesman, reminds us, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." This powerful statement isn't about recklessness. It's about recognizing that a life driven by the fear of loss is a life half-lived. When we cling too tightly to external validation, material wealth, or fleeting pleasures, we become enslaved by our fears. We live in constant anxiety about losing these things, and we miss out on the true richness and meaning that life has to offer. Now, examine your fears through the lens of your deepest values. What truly matters to you? Is it integrity, kindness, compassion, growth, contribution, creativity? These are intrinsic values, values that reside within you, independent of external circumstances. When your actions are aligned with these core values, you tap into a wellspring of inner strength and resilience. You become less susceptible to the anxieties that stem from chasing external validation or clinging to fleeting possessions. Imagine two individuals facing the same challenging situation, a public speaking engagement. One individual is consumed by fear of embarrassment, worried about what the audience will think, fixated on the possibility of stumbling over their words. Their fear stems from a misalignment of values, from prioritizing external validation over the intrinsic value of sharing their message. The other individual, however, is driven by a deep commitment to sharing their knowledge and inspiring their audience. While they might experience some nervousness, their focus remains on their purpose, on the value they are bringing to others. Their actions are aligned with their core values, and this alignment provides them with the courage to overcome their anxiety and speak with authenticity and conviction. By aligning your actions with your deepest values, you find the courage to face your fears and overcome anxieties rooted in superficial concerns. You shift your focus from external validation to internal fulfillment. You stop chasing fleeting pleasures and start pursuing meaningful goals. You realize that true security and happiness are not found in external possessions or achievements, but in the unwavering commitment to living a life of purpose and integrity. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, to live a life anchored in what truly matters, a life free from the tyranny of superficial anxieties. Strategy 5. Present moment awareness. The human mind is a remarkable instrument capable of incredible feats of creativity and problem solving, Yet it also has a tendency to wander, to get lost in the labyrinth of the past or the imagined landscapes of the future. We replay past mistakes, rehashing regrets, and replaying conversations in our heads. We project anxieties onto the future, worrying about what might happen, creating elaborate scenarios of potential disasters. This mental time travel, while sometimes useful for planning and learning from experience, often becomes a source of unnecessary suffering. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, recognized this tendency and offered a simple yet profound solution: confine yourself to the present. He understood that true peace and clarity are only found in the here and now. The past is gone, immutable. The future is yet to be written, uncertain. The only moment we truly have is this one, this present breath, this fleeting experience. The present moment is the only place where life actually happens. When you find yourself overwhelmed by anxiety, caught in the grip of fear, or lost in the mental chatter of regrets and worries, the Stoics advise us to pause, take a deep breath, and gently bring our attention back to the present. Anchor yourself in the now. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the sensations in your body. Observe the sights and sounds around you. This simple act of grounding yourself in the present can have a profound impact on your emotional state. Focus on the task at hand, no matter how small. If you're washing dishes, immerse yourself in the warm water, the feel of the sponge, the scent of the soap. If you're walking, pay attention to the rhythm of your steps, the movement of your body, the air on your skin. If you're working on a project, concentrate on the specific task in front of you, breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps. By fully engaging with the present moment, you interrupt the cycle of anxious thoughts and worries. You shift your attention from the imagined threats of the future or the regrets of the past to the concrete reality of the now. By fully inhabiting the present, you find peace and clarity amidst the chaos. You discover a sense of calm and stillness that transcends the turbulence of your thoughts and emotions. You realize that true happiness is not something to be pursued in the future or found in the past. It's available right now, in the simple act of being present. It's in the warmth of the sun on your face, the laughter of a loved one, the beauty of a flower in bloom. It's in the ordinary moments of everyday life, waiting to be noticed and appreciated. This is the gift of present moment awareness, a gift the Stoics cherished and practiced daily. It's a practice that can transform your relationship with time, with yourself, and with the world around you. Strategy 6: Negative visualization. Our minds are wired to anticipate and prepare for potential threats. This is a valuable evolutionary adaptation, helping us to survive and navigate a complex world. However, this same capacity for foresight can also become a source of anxiety as we project our fears onto the future, imagining all the things that might go wrong. We often avoid thinking about the worst-case scenario, hoping that by ignoring it, we can somehow prevent it from happening. But paradoxically, this avoidance often amplifies our anxiety, allowing our fears to fester and grow in the darkness of the unknown. The Stoics, however, took a different approach. They believed in confronting their fears directly through a practice called negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive, conjuring images of pessimism and negativity. But it's quite the opposite. Negative visualization is not about dwelling on negative outcomes or wallowing in pessimism. It's a powerful tool for mental preparation, a way to build resilience by consciously confronting the very things we fear. The practice involves intentionally visualizing the worst-case scenario, but doing so from a place of calm and detachment, not from a state of panic or fear. Imagine, for example, that you're worried about losing your job. Instead of suppressing this fear, engage with it directly. Visualize the scenario unfolding, the meeting with your boss, the difficult conversation, the news of your termination. Then go further. Visualize the immediate aftermath, the shock, the disappointment, the uncertainty. But don't stop there. The crucial next step is to visualize how you would respond. What concrete steps would you take? Would you update your resume, reach out to your network, explore new career opportunities? By mentally rehearsing your response, you transform the amorphous, overwhelming fear of job loss into a series of manageable actions. You empower yourself to navigate the challenge even if it does come to pass. This practice diminishes the power of the unknown and builds resilience. When you've already contemplated the worst-case scenario and formulated a plan of action, the actual event, should it occur, loses much of its sting. You're no longer caught off guard, you're prepared. As Seneca wisely observed, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Our anxieties often magnify the potential negative consequences far beyond their actual impact. By confronting our fears directly, we often find that they are far less catastrophic than we imagined. Moreover, negative visualization can foster a deeper appreciation for the good things in our lives. When we contemplate the potential loss of our health, our loved ones, or our material possessions, it can heighten our gratitude for these blessings in the present moment. It reminds us of their impermanence and encourages us to cherish them while we have them. So, embrace the power of negative visualization. It's not about expecting the worst, but about being prepared for it. It's about building mental fortitude and cultivating a mindset of resilience so that you can face whatever life throws your way with courage and equanimity. Strategy 7. Cultivate courage. We often think of courage as a rare and exceptional quality, reserved for heroes and extraordinary individuals. We picture firefighters rushing into burning buildings, soldiers facing enemy fire, or activists confronting injustice. While these are undoubtedly acts of bravery, true courage is not confined to grand gestures or dramatic displays of heroism. It's something we're called to practice every single day, in the ordinary moments of our lives, in the quiet battles we fight within ourselves. The Stoics understood this deeply. To them, courage wasn't about being fearless, it was about taking action despite the presence of fear. It's about acknowledging the fear, feeling the fear, and yet choosing to move forward anyway. Fear is a natural human emotion, a biological response to perceived threat. It's not something to be ashamed of or suppressed. It's how we respond to fear that defines our courage. Every time you choose to face your fears, you strengthen your courage muscle. Just like any muscle in the body, courage grows stronger with use. It's not a fixed trait, it's a skill that can be developed and honed through practice. Start small. You don't need to face your biggest fears right away. Begin with small acts of courage in your daily life. Speak up in that meeting, even if your voice trembles a little. Share your idea, even if you're afraid of criticism. Set a boundary in that relationship, even if it feels uncomfortable. Express your needs, even if you're afraid of rejection. Apply for that dream job, even if you're afraid of failure. Start that creative project, even if you're afraid of judgment. Embrace discomfort. Growth and progress rarely occur within our comfort zones. Stepping outside of that familiar territory, venturing into the unknown, is often where we discover our true strength and resilience. It's in the face of discomfort, in the moments of vulnerability, that courage truly blossoms. The more you practice courage, the less power fear holds over you. Each act of courage, no matter how small, chips away at the grip of fear. You begin to realize that fear is not an insurmountable obstacle, it's a feeling, an experience that you can move through. You develop a sense of self-efficacy, a belief in your ability to navigate challenges and overcome obstacles. As you cultivate courage, you also begin to redefine your relationship with fear. You stop seeing it as an enemy to be avoided and start recognizing it as a natural part of the human experience, a signal that you're stretching yourself, that you're growing, that you're living fully. You learn to embrace the vulnerability that comes with courage, understanding that it is in our vulnerability that we find our true strength. So cultivate your courage, not by seeking to eliminate fear, but by choosing to act in its presence. This is the path to a life of greater freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. Fear and anxiety are universal human experiences. They are part of the tapestry of life, woven into the fabric of our emotional being. But they don't have to define you. They don't have to dictate your choices or limit your potential. You are not destined to be a prisoner of your fears. You have the power to change your relationship with these emotions, to transform them from crippling obstacles into catalysts for growth and resilience. By applying these timeless Stoic strategies, understanding the nature of fear, focusing on what you can control, taking action, aligning your actions with your values, anchoring yourself in the present, practicing negative visualization, and cultivating courage, you can begin to reclaim your emotional freedom. You can learn to navigate the inevitable challenges of life with greater wisdom, strength, and equanimity. You can cultivate a mindset of resilience, a deep inner knowing that you can handle whatever life throws your way. Remember, every step you take towards mastering your emotions is a step towards mastering your life. It's a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, there will be moments of doubt, there will be times when fear and anxiety resurface. But with each challenge you face, with each conscious choice you make to apply these Stoic principles, you will grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoic wisdom. I hope you found these strategies valuable and empowering. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos on Stoicism, mindfulness, and personal growth. Your support means the world to me and helps me continue creating content that empowers you to live a life of greater peace, purpose, and fulfillment. And remember, as you navigate the journey of life, stay strong, stay centered, and keep practicing the art of living wisely. I'll see you in the next video.